Hey everyone, so I hope you all are prepared for the CMAT examination which will be hosted on the 9th of April, which is just a week from today. And as we all know that the NTA, which is the National Testing Agency, had released the notification with an increased number of sections this year. My name is Meghna and I will be helping you out with the last minute strategies for the CMAT examination. We will be starting off with the individual strategies for all these sections and we'll be heading to the scoring part. So make sure that you're watching the video till the end and do not forget to hit the like and also the subscribe button. As per the usual pattern, you would be assessed on the quantitative ability, the data interpretation, logical reasoning, the verbal aspect of the question paper, the general awareness section, and last but not the least, innovation and the entrepreneurship. The total number of questions on the examination would be 100, carrying an equal number of weightage of 4 marks each, that is giving us a total of 400 marks. Apart from that, the question paper carries a negative marking of -1. That means for every answer which is incorrect, you get a negative of 1, and the total time to be utilized for the examination would be 3 hours, that is 180 minutes to go. Now that only a couple of days are left for the examination, let us focus on the individual strategies for each of the sections. As far as the question papers of the last few years are concerned, in terms of QA and your DI, that means your quantitative ability and also your data interpretation, the level of difficulty would range from somewhere between moderate to difficult. So this also means that you should never be starting off from this particular section of the examination. Some key chapters over here would be your geometry, your mensuration, your profit and loss, your averages, and definitely your number system for that matter. Now the verbal section could be actually a very scoring section because the level is definitely an easier one as compared to the other sections, and the questions also are framed in such a manner that it is easier to answer them. So you should actually have a stronger hold on your comprehensions, your idioms, your vocab, and also your parajumbles. Pay a little more attention to the fill in the blanks or the sentence completion sort of questions because they are a little more easier to solve than the others and are scoring again. Parajumbles would definitely be easier than the CAT examination, but then yet again, they are tricky of course. So please keep them for the last. Also, if I talk about the entire verbal section for that matter, it is a relatively easier section as compared to the others. So make sure that you're starting off your examination with this particular section. Now on the logical reasoning part, the levels of the last years have been so much fluctuating that we definitely cannot decide upon a level for this year, but make sure that you have a time-based approach. That means if you're spending a lot more on one of the questions, make sure that you're moving on to the other even without solving it and coming back to it later on. Do not spend entire time in solving or struggling with just one question in hand. So we have got all the age-old concepts in our hand when it comes to the logical reasoning again. We've got coding, decoding, we've got sequences, series, family trees, relations, and all the same questions that we've been doing for the last few months. So make sure that the questions which definitely have been tougher for you in the past, make sure that you're keeping them for the last and doing the easier ones first. Now this particular section involves a lot of calculations, so make sure that you're putting it off for the last. Coming to the general awareness section of the CMAT examination, it can be widely divided into two broader categories. The first one is current and the second one is the static GK for that matter. Don't forget, here a major chunk comes from the books and authors, the award and the recognitions, the international organizations, and also the government schemes. So make sure that in the last few days that we have left for the CMAT examination, you're revising all these things pretty much well. I know this hustle of having a last minute section which has recently been made compulsory does not make a lot of sense to either of us. But now that it is a part of the examination, we definitely have to cater to it as well. So make sure that you're doing a lot of questions, you're reading a lot about the business, you're reading a lot about the finance, you're reading a lot again about the economy for that matter. A major chunk here would come from the various terminologies which are related to all these examinations. So rather than cramming up well, you might go for reading all these words and their terminologies. Now that we understand what are the topics which needs to be covered in the last few days of our preparation, let's talk about the scoring of the CMAT examination also. So please understand that a lot of you, because of your mocks, consistent practice and a lot more things, must be lying under the category of 300 to 350. Some of you might also be under the 200 to probably 300 kind of a range, and some of you might even be below that. That means a little before 200 probably. So our job is to just understand that which bracket do we lie in. I definitely understand that one week cannot add a lot of wonders to our preparation and we cannot shift right from here to there. But at least we can shift from one bucket to another. So try going for that. So let us now consider these two students who've taken the examination. One has completed all the 100 questions, has scored 80 marks, or 80 are his correct number of questions. So what would be his total score? His total score, because he would get a 320 plus and a negative of 20, so his total score would be 300. Another student who has attempted 88 questions for that matter, done a total of 80 correct again, what will be his score? So his score, because he would get again a plus of 320 and a negative of 8, his score would be 312 marks, which is a little higher than the other student for that matter. So what I'm trying to tell you over here is that you do not need to attempt all the questions for that matter. As far as whatever number of questions you are attempting, you are making them correct. That means do not spend all your time in attempting all the 100 questions in hand. Pick up those questions which you are very much sure about and do those questions first. A decent score would be a 340 plus out of the 400 marks that we have on the CMAT examination, but anything above 300 would also qualify to be in the decent category. So do let us know in the comment section if you still have any of the doubts. We'd be happy to help you out. Do not forget to like the video, share it with everyone who's preparing for the CMAT examination, and also subscribe to the channel. All the best.